I know it's been a very long time, but I am back. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Tamara. I ran a beauty and travel blog called loverofshades.com. I still run it on social media, and I cover all things beauty, all things travel. Today I'm getting into a simple but really cute look, high glam look, and I accomplished this look actually very quickly. So if you want to follow along and get a look like this or something similar, stay tuned and I got you. Okay everybody, so let's get started. First we're going to use our Sephora brow pencil in the shade Chocolate Brown, and we're just going to fill in our brows as you see here. Now I'll be the first to admit I should have added an extra light, and I'm just realizing that now editing this video, so I'll be sure to do that in the next tutorial. But we're simply just filling in our brows on both sides. Now remember with brows, your brows could be sisters or they could be identical. I like to try to make them as identical as possible, but you're just simply filling them in. Now if you need help to learn how to fill them in, I will tag my Shades Academy playlist at the end of this video and in the description box below, to where I will give you a more in-depth tutorial on how to do this. Next, we'll focus on color correcting and concealing. So I'm using my Huda Beauty in the shade Papaya as my color corrector, as well as Juvia's Place Liquid Concealer in shade 12 for conceal. And I'm just applying this sparingly around my eyes. I do have hollow eye sockets, so they tend to look much darker than the rest of my skin tone. So to help offset that and neutralize back out my skin tone, I'm using the color corrector, and then I'm going to go over that with concealer, and it's going to create this salmon peachy color that's going to help blend everything in, as you can see here. Once we apply both the concealer and color corrector, we're going to use our concealer brush and evenly distribute this around our eye. We want to, don't go too deep into this as of right now. We're simply making sure the coverage is distributed evenly to make sure that we block out any of that dark shadows or grays, and making sure nothing is gray. But we're going to let this set for a little while we do the rest of our makeup application, to let this get a little tacky before setting it or applying some powder over it. So this is what we're doing here. Next, we're going to move on to foundation. So I'm using my Maybelline Fit Me in Matte Finish in the shade Spicy Brown or 338. We're going to apply this everywhere around our color correct and concealing work. You don't want to apply it directly on top. That's going to cause the product to become very muddy on your skin, and we don't want that. We're also pressing the foundation into the skin to give a seamless or flawless like finish. With the exception of my forehead, you'll see me swipe there because I don't mind it being a bit sheer. I like to reinforce that with powder, especially during the summer months since I have oily skin. Next, we're going to move on to contouring. So I'm using my Mented Powder Compact in the shade Yacht Life. And I'm taking my Kabuki brush and I'm applying that on top of the apples of my cheeks and going in an upward motion, as you see, going towards the temple of my side temples. You'll also notice that I do this little by little. You want to build this up instead of doing too much too soon. It will be hard to take that product off. We'll also reinforce along the jawline. To contour my nose, I take a more dense, smaller brush, and I'm applying that by simply tapping it in before simply swiping it down alongside the bridge of my nose. Again, this is to help build up the product. You don't want to put too much too soon because you might have to take it off, and we are trying to avoid that. I'm also taking a powder brush and I'm just simply sharing that out. The reason why is because I don't want the lines to be too harsh, but we're going to fix this and reinforce this when it comes time to powdering. Next, we're going to go ahead and apply our brush. So we're using the Saharan Blush Volume 2. We're using a few shades. We're using Tao, Leena, B, and Sola. So I'm going to show you how I do that in a minute. The first, I'm going to use Leena and Tao, and I'm applying that on top of the apples of my cheeks on both sides. After that, I'm going to reinforce it by going in with Sola as well as B. Those are the more deeper plum colors, and this will help reinforce the blush look that we're going for. Next, we're taking our MAC Studio Fix powder in the shade NC45, and this is where we're reinforcing all the work that we've done thus far. So as you see here, I'm going alongside the bridge of my nose to help blend in that contour work that we did. I'm definitely applying this on top of the forehead. Again, I have oily skin and it is summertime. And then I'm going to go around the rest of my face with the exception of very lightly over the cheeks. Next, we're going to move on to our eyes. So we're using the Juvia's Place, the Saharan by Juvia's Place palette. And we're actually using a few shades. So the first one that I go in with is with the color Jamila. Jamila is like this nice orangey brown. It's more flesh-like on my skin, but I'm simply using that to establish a base, and I'm doing that with my fluffy eyeshadow brush. After that, I'm going to be using Sokoto. Sokoto is a deeper orange, and this helps like begin to build up that look for the eyeshadow that I'm going for. I'm going for a really sultry look, but I don't want it to be too overpowering, so this is more so a natural sultry look. I'm focusing the Sokoto more so on the outer V of my eyelid, and that's because we're going to go in with the shade Fula, and I'm actually going to be using my finger for that, as you see here, and I'm pressing that onto the beginning of my upper lid. And the reason why is I want to give this a gradient effect to where you see like glitter or a bit of shimmer going into a really nice matte color. We're going to go ahead and reinforce everything with our eyeshadow brush, and this is just to make sure that we have no demarcation line on any of the work that we've done thus far. To finish up the eyeshadow look on the lower lash line, I'm using a dense brush, and I'm going over that with both the shades Fula as well as Sokoto on the bottom. I went ahead and did my lashes off camera, but then I also realized while editing the video that I did not capture my lips like I thought I did. So I'll put all that in the description box below, but this is the final look. Okay, everybody, so this is the final look. I hope that you enjoyed as much as I did. As you guys saw, we didn't use too many products and we were still able to achieve this nice, sexy, sultry look. Please bear with me. I'm a little anxious because this is my first time uploading a video in years on this channel, and I'm also a little rusty. So bear with me as I gather my bearings on recording tutorials all over again. However, if you have any questions or any suggestions on looks that you would like for me to cover in the future, go ahead and drop them in the comment section below. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, as well as share with your friends. While you're at it, go ahead and follow me on social media. I could be found on TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram at the handle Lover of Shades. I hope you guys had fun. I am so happy to be back. I hope you guys follow me along on my journey, and I will speak to you guys all next time. Peace.